Teach English one-to-one. And in this lesson, I'm going to talk about flipping the one-to-one classroom. Now, what is the flipped classroom? Well, in a traditional classroom, the content or the input, which in the case of an English language class could be grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, for example, is presented by the teacher and then practiced in the classroom by the learners. Now, that obviously takes up a lot of time. So the teacher may spend 25% of the lesson presenting the new language. But in the flipped classroom, the content is sent to the learner before the class. And so the learners use what they learn outside the class, in the classroom, during the lesson, doing interactive tasks. So I'll give you an example. In the traditional classroom, a teacher may, for example, teach something like how to use the past tenses. They might spend 20 minutes doing that, and then they give the students some practice activities. And then maybe at the end of the lesson, the students can start to try to produce the language relatively naturally, doing an authentic task, such as asking each other about what they did last weekend. But in the flipped approach, the teacher could send a video from YouTube. There are hundreds or thousands of them available about teaching English as a foreign language. And the students watched a video to learn about the past tense. Or the teacher could send a handout, a PDF, and the students could read about the past tense before attending the class. And so in the classroom, the teacher can focus on doing interactive tasks, real tasks, for example, asking each other about their weekend. And the students have some knowledge of the grammar that's needed, the grammar approach. So they actually spend the classroom really practicing the language. Now, the homework learning materials can be many things: videos, audio materials such as podcasts, language information, PDFs, worksheets, explanations that are found online, even copies from a course book, and articles, of course. It's not only just about teaching grammar. You could do an article. You could send the article to your learners. They could read the article, answer some questions, and then in the lesson, in their groups, they could discuss and debate their answers to the questions. Now, there are several advantages or benefits of flipping the classroom. For example, you can really focus more on interactive communication that reflects what they have to do in the real world. They get much more focused practice. They have more time to practice because you've taken the presentation part away. You can give them more feedback because you have more time. And because they have some knowledge at the beginning of the class, then the feedback can actually be developmental. And of course, it promotes autonomy because you're saying to the learners, look, this is what you have to do to benefit from the class. But this is our kind of contract, which we talked about earlier. If you guarantee that you'll watch the videos, read the worksheets, listen to the audios, whatever it is, then I guarantee I will make the class engaging and interactive, practical, and really useful for you. So this approach works pretty well, I think, with one-to-one students, as long as they're motivated and they actually do the homework, the extra stuff before the class. So to sum up, the flipped classroom means that learning occurs outside the class. The actual learning, the imparting of knowledge, occurs outside the class using all the benefits of modern technology, and the training, the real serious practice, occurs inside the class. So that may be something you'd like to think about when you're teaching one-to-one. See you in the next lesson.